All right, y'all. So listen, we back with some more weird and unbelievable discoveries. Don't believe me? Let's check these out.
The remains unearthed in Zhangjiakou, it had prominent claws, it had a long serpentine body. So this created a huge buzz and a lot of fascination.
So the body in the barrel that was found right here. When it was dumped decades ago, we'd have been under a lot of water. This is now the shoreline.
Creepy creatures, unsolved mysteries, and relics from the past.
Whoa! Whoa!
There's always something new waiting to be discovered beneath the iconic waterways. Let's have a look at what was found on the edge of the Euphrates River that shocked everyone.
That always gets me.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
It's not unusual to find odd things in rivers, but stumbling upon something from ancient times is incredibly rare. The man made an amazing find while sifting sand through a sieve somewhere around Peace River, Alberta. Among many other items, he found a triangular-shaped object and believed it to be a tooth from a megalodon shark.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
A legendary sea creature thought to have gone extinct ages ago. If his claim was true, this discovery could offer valuable information about this unknown creature.
Whoa!
Gold in Euphrates.
Too excited.
The importance of the Euphrates River is immense, and the decreasing water levels are turning up all kinds of stuff. Ancient structures like walls and caves. Although the river drying up is considered a prophecy of a world-ending apocalypse,
Correct.
but it's turning out not to be all that bad, as the locals seem to have hit the jackpot with the discovery of huge deposits of gold near the river. What's interesting is that this gold was spread out like rocks, making it easy for miners to collect. Excessive water usage by farmers was believed to be the reason for the Euphrates shrinking, but there appears to be a huge gold reserve in the location.
Yeah, but that's short term, right? Once it dries up and that gold is gone because everybody done came and took it all, the water's still dried up. So that's bad in the long term. The gold is the short term stuff. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'd be there trying to collect it too to benefit off of it. But the water being dried up is a long term effect.
Humo dinosaur tracks.
Looks like a giant footprint.
While on an exploration trip to Texas, this guy discovered something groundbreaking that changed the course of his journey. Giant footprints embedded into the muddy ground. Ordinary at first, these imprints were far from typical. Just the size of this thing was massive. Have a look at the comparison between the footprint and the guy's foot. It was truly massive, complete with 5 toes. What made the discovery even more interesting was that these giant footmarks were found among dinosaur footprints, which sparked an online buzz as people speculated the existence of giants during the dinosaur times. Some didn't believe the claims, while others waited for expert validation. But as of now, there hasn't been any official word on the discovery. Medieval skeleton. A group of workers were excavating London's new super sewer and had to empty the Thames as part of their job. But to their surprise, during the riverbed cleanup, they stumbled upon a human skeleton resting on the riverbank. Archaeologists were called to the site, and investigations revealed that the skeleton dated back to the medieval period.
It is a man, it's a skeleton lying there.
What made this find specifically interesting was that the skeleton was wearing boots and was found in an unusual posture. People tried to guess the skeleton's unusual presence there. Some speculate that he might have been working along the river and met an unfortunate fate. Ancient human skull. For the past few years, climate change has caused extreme drought that led to the ancient discoveries turning up from rivers and lakes all over the world, like this 8,000-year-old human skull found in the Minnesota River.
2 kayakers found part of a human skull in the Minnesota River.
And it turns out it is nearly 8,000 years old.
A group of kayakers found the skull during low water levels. Locals thought it could be a possible crime and handed over the find to the FBI. but carbon dating revealed the skull belonged to a young man.
Looking at that, how did you even know that was a skull? Off the bat, looking at that, I'm just like, that could be anything to me if I roll up on that.
Man who lived between 5,500 and 6,000 BC. Although the decreasing water levels are concerning, it's crazy how so much lies just beneath the surface. Unicorn Skull. Unicorns, a mythical creature that kids believe exist in fairy tales. But what if I told you a strange discovery was made that could change the beliefs related to these creatures? A guy working at an excavation site stumbled upon skeletal remains of some creature, and when he pulled it out, he saw that it looked very similar to a unicorn skull, with a huge horn in the middle. Could this really be proof of a unicorn's existence, or was this just a hoax? Let me know what you think of this in the comments. Voodoo Doll.
Oh, she's got a little one
Put it
with
back.
her.
Put it
I
back.
didn't even see the little one.
While exploring the
down.
American River, a group of divers made a very unusual discovery. Looking through the water, they found something wrapped in a net that resembled a doll. You might think it was probably dropped by some kid visitor, but its creepy looks forced the divers to believe it might be a voodoo doll.
Witches around this river, guys. This is not the first voodoo doll thing I found here.
Mostly,
That's why you don't pick up everything, as your parents used to say, off the ground, or in their case, in the water. You just don't grab any and everything.
Used in witchcraft. He took the eerie doll with him and kept it alongside his other discoveries. The doll was made from wires and covered in mesh fabric. Whether it was truly a witchcraft doll or not, the find sure sent shivers down their spines.
But yeah, if you guys have any idea what this could be, please let me know.
Slithery cannibal.
Cara, que loucura, mano.
While waiting for something to take his bait, a guy noticed a giant anaconda resting on the shore. But something about the serpent seemed off. Taking a closer look, he saw its wide open mouth and bulging belly. Turned out it was feeding on something. As snakes are known to regurgitate their prey under scrutiny, this one did just that. But wait till you see what this giant was feasting on. Another anaconda! One of its own kind. The prey that was very much alive took the opportunity and quickly slithered away to save its life. And the predator disappeared as well to save face. Fallen angel. Ever since the discovery of strange caves, there has been an endless series of speculations surrounding the Euphrates River. Recently, a very strange clip circulated on the internet, where a guy seemed to have recorded screaming noises coming from the underground cave. The cave appeared to be sealed off by rubble, but the screams were heard clearly. Everyone on the internet gave their 2 cents on what could be going on under there. Many people thought there was a fallen angel chained down in the cave. But before you dismiss this theory, let's hear those sounds again. Do you still doubt its authenticity? Although no official statement has been made, nothing can be said for sure. River Monster.
Hold up. It's like a person. There's definitely someone in there.
This bizarre creature washed up under the Brooklyn Bridge left the onlookers surprised by the mysteries that lie just beneath the surface. A guy was out on his walk around the river when he stumbled upon this anomaly. A giant fish-like creature with no visible fins or a tail, and its lack of motion probably meant it had passed away. The guy
I thought it was a snake at first that was trying to devour something and died trying to devour something, but then I didn't see the other end of the snake, the tail end. I couldn't begin to tell you what this could be.
The fish was cautious in case the fish was alive. And apparently, it was an East Atlantic sturgeon, and no one knew how it ended up there. Dragonfish. Is this a dragon buried under sand? That's probably the first thing that comes to mind seeing this creature. It's spotted on a beach, no one had any idea what this was. With its face resembling a dragon and most of its body hidden under sand, the creature was a complete mystery. But netizens were intent on figuring this creature out. And this turned out to be a stonefish, also known as the demon's stinger, as they are extremely venomous, as they normally look like this. This one was probably a rare albino. One-eyed creature. This creepy humanoid creature was found swimming in a wetland. From a distance, it looked like a big black ball floating away. But as it got closer, it became clear that it was some living creature. Could this be a human? That's what internet folks speculated, saying this guy was performing some sort of ritual in the water. And if you look closely, you could see a human face streaked with red and white and a head full of black hair. I don't think this guy expected to become a mystery river creature during his casual ritual routine. Bisons Skull.
I saw the base of the skull here sticking out.
Apart from being home to strange fish and mythical creatures, the murky waters of our planet hide many mysteries, like this one. This guy got his hands on what looked like the skeletal remains of some animal. As he pulled it up, he was shocked to see a partial bison skull, with its horns completely intact. Although incomplete, the discovery was pretty marvelous. Poking anaconda. If you've ever wanted a one-on-one with an anaconda, then have a look at this clip. A guy standing by a muddy swamp filled with leaves was poking at something using a stick. Suddenly, a massive anaconda emerged from the water.
And that was just a warning shot, just to be like, bro, I'm waiting for somebody else. I'm waiting for something else to eat. Would you get out my way so I could chill and camouflage and disguise myself right here? Move out the way, bro. That's what that was from the snake.
Its mouth wide open, all ready to strike. Fortunately, the man quick on his heels dodged the snake's attack. Can we take a moment to appreciate this serpent's seamless camouflage? It's important to understand how ignorance is truly bliss sometimes. Miracle River. Something strange happened when a land dry as a desert suddenly sprouted tons of water, like a river appearing out of nowhere. And that made the once dry deserts of Saudi Arabia become more fertile. The world cheered that the desert finally got an oasis. However, the residents thought this was a sign that the world might end soon, because they believe that when the deserts of Saudi Arabia become green with rivers, it means the end times are near. It's interesting to think about what this could mean. Let me know what you think of this. Manakin Bonanza.
Might have turned the Elk River into a haunted one for some unadvised visitors.
A few months ago, residents near the Elk River were in for a horrifying sight. Dozens of body parts were found drifting away in the water. When the locals informed the police, they quickly investigated the incident. Around 12 arms, 6 torsos, and 8 legs were found in the river. But these apparent human body parts turned out to be parts of mannequins a woman had put out as Halloween decorations. Unfortunately, they got washed away when the water level rose due to heavy rainfall.
We were setting up the riverside for the float part of our adventure, and we set out about 6 different mannequins. And
thankfully, the mystery was solved, but it sure caused confusion and concern among people.
It gave me a heart attack.
Okaki Swamp. This has to be the most dangerous kayaking spot in the world. Known as the Okaki Swamp in Florida, these bumps you see in the water are actually alligators, and they were spread out as far as the site went. Can you imagine boating in this water with all these alligators jumping and thrashing in the water? And you have to give credit to the guy who wasn't scared off by that sight. I would have just got out of there and never looked back. Walking roots. While on a fishing trip in the middle of the ocean, this guy encountered something creepy. Sitting on the floor on his boat was this thing, a strange star-like thing.
Again, if you don't believe in aliens, you should after seeing that. That right there is an alien. It gotta be.
Countless tentacles that seem to be moving on their own. Before you go ahead and think this is some alien creature like many did on the internet, let me tell you that this was actually a basket star, but not a typical starfish. This one lives 1,800 feet deep in the ocean, and it's not a regular occurrence for them to turn up like this. Frantic carp.
Behind the boat, wow. Watch out, they're everywhere.
A welcome every fisherman deserves. It would be like a dream to fish in this river, but that's not what most Americans think. This fish is actually carp, a fish that's considered an invasive species. And I guess you're thinking why this fish is jumping like this. Well, that's what they do when they are either stressed or feel threatened. And the engine of the boat makes up for that, which makes these carp go frantic. Beach anomaly. While fishing, a group of Japanese men came across creatures they had never seen before clinging to rocks. So naturally, they were scared to encounter them. But as curiosity got the best of them, they decided to take a closer look at one of them. It was a pink circular thing with an opening at the center and small holes around its body.
Nobody ever gave us an update on these two gentlemen either, by the way. Because this thing, whatever it spewed out, got to be a defense mechanism. So it's spewing out something. I wonder how it reacted to, if it got on their skin, how it reacted to them.
Unfamiliar to them. To see how it would respond, one of them poured soda onto it. But before they knew it, the strange object squirted white fluid and burst right in their faces, even splattering the camera. The bizarre incident left viewers trying to figure out the creature's identity. Michigan Bigfoot.
Michigan Bigfoot?
Well, I remember.
Now have a look at this clip with very strange claims. Recorded from a distance, a giant brown-hued creature was captured crossing at Cass River in Michigan. The clip sparked speculation about it being a Bigfoot, a giant body, and the ease with which it was crossing the river. It could probably be a sighting of the mythical being. However, they are known to live in places far away from humans. So skeptics thought the creature was something else, or the clip wasn't real at all.
Well, I remember.
Warter Monster. The morning lake outing for these guys took an unexpected turn when they witnessed an unusual event. The water seemed unexpectedly disturbed, as if someone under there was splashing it upwards. Then it settled down before reappearing, this time at another spot. Seeing the bizarre sight, people thought there might be an unknown underwater entity trying to surface. This incident sparked numerous speculations, with some saying it could be the famous Loch Ness Monster, while others considered it might be an unidentified marine creature. However, no one could confirm its identity. Gator Puzzle.
Whoever's doing this and violently killing these animals can come after anybody.
Residents of the Okaki Groves neighborhood were unsettled by a creepy find. By the water's edge, they stumbled upon 3 sizable alligators, with their heads mysteriously absent. The incident sent horror throughout the entire neighborhood, who were scared by the potential danger from the unknown entity that left the gators in such a gruesome state. Everyone tried to figure out who or what could be responsible for the unfortunate incident.
Nobody gonna say it? I guess I'll say it then. It's unpopular opinion, but it's the alligator who will hesitate not the once to take your life. I'm just saying, I get it sometimes, I'm the same way about animals, dog lover, cats, different things like that. The alligator, though, that might be where I draw the line. They just too dangerous, they too violent, they too deadly, and somebody get to them before me. Hey, it is what it is, man. That's an alligator, fam. You know how many kids, animals, them alligators have crawled out of the water and eaten people? No, I ain't tripping over no alligator.
Some said it could be some animal or a sick person, while others thought aliens could be involved with those giant reptiles. But investigations didn't provide any answers. If you have any idea what went down with these gators, let me know in the comments. Hollow fish. This man's fishing trip went southways when he discovered a lifeless fish floating on the water surface. But that's not the weird part. When the guy picked it up, he was shocked to see that it was hollowed out from the inside, like its insides were missing. As he'd never seen anything like that before, he turned to the internet, folks, and it was an armored catfish. People speculated that the fish was unlived by some disease, and its insides were eaten by smaller ones in the water. That's how it was in that unusual state. Pale carcass. When a fisherman headed toward the Parana River in South America, coming across some creepy carcass wasn't on the list. He found this small pale body floating in the water and decided to record it. The decomposing carcass raised questions about its identity. As the pictures of the creature spread online, it sparked a buzz among people who were surprised to see the unearthly being. Some folks thought it might be an alien that has somehow passed away while visiting Earth, but with no confirmation of the claims, the creature remained a mystery. Water walk. The internet has been going crazy over this clip. Apparently a guy was captured walking inside of the water. Just looking at the clip, I know you could tell that the water was pretty deep, so there's no chance that he was walking on the shallow ground. And the guy's more like flowing upright rather than walking.
And look at the way he's moving. That's weird. He's not like walking. If you're walking slow. Plus the water is pushing back against you, so it's causing you to move even slower. So you would be fighting through that water. He's just gliding and at a speed that's not normal, fam. This is definitely weird. I see why they submitted this.
No one could tell how he was able to pull this off. And it wasn't the only occurrence. Here's another clip that claims to have a guy standing very still in the water. When the camera panned around, you could see it was around a residential area. And the guy is pretty deep in the water. Standing like this without any support and not drowning was something not even science had pulled off yet. Prehistoric marine creature. Every once in a while, something so bizarre and unique turns up somewhere in the world that you're just left wondering what that thing could be. Something like this creature that was washed up ashore somewhere in Mexico. Its sheer size was enough to give everyone goosebumps. A small face sporting two bulging eyes, a long tail, and odd strings around its neck. A crowd was gathered to see the anomaly. People said that it looked like some prehistoric marine animal had made an appearance, as its features didn't match any known animals. What's your take on this creature? Let me know in the comments. Floating mystery. This clip, posted online by an anonymous user, claimed to have captured the infamous Loch Ness Monster. Have a look yourself. Only what could be the alleged monster's tail was sticking out of the water. The clip went viral overnight and people on the internet went crazy over it, with Nessie enthusiasts saying it was indeed the monster. But many also said the clip could be a hoax. Seeing this insane frenzy of speculations, the owner of the clip finally came forward, revealing the truth about the clip, showing it was just an ahanga bird with a fish in its beak. I'm sure the monster believers felt bad after the truth came out. Unidentified carcass. A very bizarre looking creature was washed ashore that left the onlookers stumped.
What beaches y'all be on that y'all come across this type of stuff? I've never seen none of this on a beach that I've went to. Where y'all be going at?
Its body was either bloated or it was just that big. Everyone tried to identify the creature. Some said it was an elephant seal. Some thought it was a walrus. But with no expert on site, the creature was left unidentified. Nessie. A couple years back, a strange creature was found lurking in the River Thames. A strange giant creature appeared on the surface and splashed water around. The guy who recorded the clip was sure he had captured the infamous Loch Ness Monster out and about in the London River. Some people on the internet agreed with the guy. Others were skeptical of the sighting, suggesting it was either some other aquatic animal or just junk someone might have thrown in the water. Manatee Swarm. This canal in Florida was filled with hundreds of huge marine creatures. The odd sight became a popular spot among locals who were eager to see the marine creatures.
They look out of place. Like they're not, I don't know how they got there. Maybe it was accidentally, but they look out of place.
Up close. If you are wondering what these creatures were, it was an entire herd of manatees. However, the mystery of how this group ended up in such a small canal remained unsolved. Flying fish. This fish captured in a river was nothing you would have seen before. You would be left thinking if this was a fish or a bird training to swim. Did this fish have specialized fins made to help it fly underwater? As the internet folks dived in to identify it, some said that it was some new marine species, while others thought it could be a hybrid animal, seen for the first time out and about for humans to make speculations about. So, what do you think about this fishy bird? Creepy face. Underwater mysteries are pretty relentless. Have a look at what this guy captured. In the middle of the water, a very expressionless and motionless face was found floating. Was it someone drowning? When the guy poked it with his stick, he realized it was just a mask. He didn't know how that creepy mask got there, but it sure creeped him out. Anaconda Attack. Snakes are some of the most feared reptiles in the entire animal kingdom, and that is for a good reason. Take a look at this anaconda coiled around a cow. Typically, it's quite rare for them to target such large animals. And fortunately for the cow, this anaconda recognized its mistake and released the cow, but not before giving it quite a fright.
He's lucky. That cow is lucky.
Dog. This clip is your sign to not believe everything you see on the internet. A dark creature was captured on a beach, and it looked like it didn't belong to our planet. With no apparent facial features and long hair on what appeared to be its head, it was a real head scratcher. But as the cameraman got nearer for a closer look, the bizarre creature turned out to be a dog that was being filmed from the back. Anyone could say the back view of the dog looked like it was an alien or some other mythical creature. Catfac Turtle.
Y'all foul for that.
Oh my, what do we have here? Oh my goodness.
A woman was out on a walk around her nearby swamp when she noticed a very strange creature. At first it looked like a cat stuck in the water. When she went to help it, she realized that it was actually a turtle with looks that resembled a cat. She tried to lure it out of the water with a treat, but it didn't work. Not wanting to bother it anymore, the woman let it go. The clip started speculations about its identity. Some said it was some rare aquatic species, while skeptics thought it could be a mutant fish. Fishy Feast. Have a look at what a guy caught while boating in the thick Amazon rainforest. A perfect example of one's loss is someone else's gain. A deceased caiman was being feasted upon by a bunch of red-bellied piranhas.
They are hollowing that joker out, bro. Straight just devouring his insides.
Don't let their small size fool you. Armed with razor-sharp teeth, they had opened up this thick-skinned reptile and had eaten out its guts. Nature got its ways of making all these kinds of animals survive. Sloppy Swimmer. Here's another unusual creature trying to get to the treat someone left in the water, but the poor animal was struggling to get to it, as it was pretty out of reach. What could this thing be? Probably not a fish, as its fins were short and frankly of no use. And turns out it was not a fish after all. It was a long fin eel. And don't let their looks fool you. These are like tiny fighters who like to go after prey far bigger than their own size.
Thought it was like a baby
Turkish
whale.
lake monster. Residents and officials of a town in Turkey were surprised when news about sightings of a mysterious creature in Lake Van spread. What appeared to be the head of a supposed lake monster was spotted in the calm waters. It moved quickly through the waves and was thought to be around 15 meters long. The footage circulated widely online and sparked curiosity about what this creature could be. Some dismissed the clip as a hoax. However, many scientists and marine biologists from around the world wanted to conduct a search for the alleged lake monster. But even after years, the creature's true identity has remained unknown. Iceland Monster. It seems Iceland waters have got a mystery of their own. Almost a decade back, a guy marked history after he managed to capture this massive and long figure slithering through the cold waters of Iceland for the very first time. People started to speculate the identity of this creature, and the video of this aquatic entity circulated, and many thought it could be a newly discovered species of a giant worm. However, the way it was easily swimming through the water meant it's been there for quite some time. Residents didn't seem to believe in the existence of any such creature, and its origin remained unidentified, as it hasn't been sighted again. Lawn worm. If you're scared of crawling critters entering your house, then be prepared to get the shock of your life. This giant beast of worm was pulled out from a backyard lawn sewer of a home in Glenmore Park. A cleaning crew received a call saying their lawn's color was fading. While inspecting the property, the guy stumbled upon this behemoth. One of the men managed to pull it using only his hands. There has been much speculation about the authenticity of this clip, with many doubting it's the real deal. Let me know your thoughts on the clip. Swimming elephant. A man's boating trip turned into a story of a very unusual encounter. The water around his boat was completely covered with leaves and debris, hiding its view from beneath. But when a huge creature swam past his boat, it was very much visible. A giant animal that knows how to swim was trying to cover itself in the water. What could it be? As it reached the shore, its head came out of the water, and it turned out to be an elephant. Well, that wasn't much of a surprise, as these guys are known to be pretty good swimmers. River gorilla. The already spooky, murky waters became a bit more terrifying when a strange creature appeared out of nowhere and surprised everyone watching. Its red eyes, long fang-like teeth, and a face that resembled a gorilla. The creature was something from a scary movie. Some people thought it was just a person wearing a mask trying to scare the...
I still can't tell yet. Like, I'm studying it, I'm looking at it, trying to just... And I can't tell if it's real or not, bro. That's scary.
Onlookers, while others believed it to be a real river monster. Netizens are still unsure whether the water ghost was actually real or just a clever trick. Now it's time for today's open discussion. This picture of a strange mummy behind excavated from a river has been making rounds on the internet. An unexpected discovery was made back in 2020 when residents of a Mexican village were shocked by this creepy figure. At first, they thought it was a human corpse, but when they brought it ashore, they realized that it was a life-sized ventriloquist doll. The doll, wrapped in a black blanket, had eerie claw-like hands. It looked like the creepy character from a horror movie like The Nun. One of the villagers examined it closely. Its appearance puzzled everyone present and sparked speculations about how it got there. But with no answers in sight, they thought it must be cursed and decided to burn it.